From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
This is Trust TV. On News Hour tonight, President Buhari assures Nigerians of safety ahead of farming season as Muslim faithful across Nigeria observe Eid. Rescue operation continues as President Buhari urges collaboration to stop menace. Army couple killed on their way to Imo. On the foreign scene, Ukraine to evacuate more civilians from Mariupol. Hello and welcome to News Hour on Trust TV. Eid Mubarak. I am Eugenia Abu. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari attended Eid prayers at the Mambila Barracks praying ground in Abuja. It is the first Eid celebration after COVID-19 safety protocols were significantly relaxed. But the president did not take chances as he was fully kitted with a face mask. Speaking after the prayers, the president assured Nigerians that government would continue to pull all stops to ensure that the country became more and more secure. The report.
This Salah, the country has been freed from the stranglehold of COVID-19, which means more Nigerians were at the various Eid praying grounds to offer supplications to Allah after a successful Ramadan fast. Even President Buhari would wander out of the safe confines of the presidential villa, accompanied by personal staff and close associates. His message to all Nigerians is that their country will become safer.
Well, that will continue to make the environment secure, especially when the rainy season is coming, so that farmers can go back to their farms and we wouldn't have problem of food security. Heads of services, Army, Navy, Air Force, Inspector General of Police, and so on, are very much aware of the situation and their duties to know where the terrorists are and eliminate them.
Since it's political season and a lot of aspirants have come to seek for his blessing, it is not out of place to wonder who is the president's preferred candidate.
The person that Nigerians elect.
As the Muslim faithful celebrate Salah and offer their prayers to God, all Nigerians look forward to a safer and more prosperous nation. Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, has assured that the military will not be involved in the politics leading to the 2023 general elections. He said the army will instead remain loyal to its constitutional role of securing the country against external aggression. Yahaya disclosed this at the Combined Army-Air Force Salah luncheon in Maiduguri. Here's that report.
The first combined Salah luncheon of the Nigeria Army and Air Force had in attendance the two service chiefs and officers, families, as well as recuperating troops of Operation Haɗin Kai. It was a festive moment as guests were thrilled with entertainment from cultural troops, stand-up comedy, and more.
I said, nothing, sir. He said, what did they pursue you? I said, I just want right from my heart. He said, young man, you're under arrest. I said,
special delicacies were also served to honor wounded troops of Operation Haɗin Kai and fallen heroes who paid the supreme price. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, said the military will not engage in politics, saying it will only discharge its constitutional duty in defending the country. He ordered frontline troops to be ruthless in eliminating terrorists, bandits, and violent criminals, adding that more logistics and artilleries will be provided to accomplish the fight.
We should all be ruthless with the terrorists. We should be ruthless with the bandits, ruthless with the kidnappers, ruthless with all violent criminals. The Salah gift I expect from our gallant troops is the neutralization of these enemies of the state and capture and retrieval of their weapons in order to make our dear country safer. And as we approach the decision of heightened political activities and build up to the general elections in 2023, we will remain apolitical. we will remain professional and committed only in the conduct of our constitutional duties.
Hopefully, sanity will soon be restored in Sambisa, Madara Mountains, and the Timbuktu Triangles and Lake Chad region. Also, more helicopters such as the Augusta 109 Trekker and A129 Mongusta are also being expected. This platform will enable us to sustain the sanity achieved so far.
And we have seen a lot of progress, especially here in the northeast and Borno State as the epicenter of the insurgency. We want to thank all those gallant officers.
The motive behind the combined Salah luncheon of the Nigerian Army and Air Force is to build partnership and strong synergy among the security agencies in the fight against security threats in the country.
From the Salah luncheon in Maiduguri, we go to Katsina, where the Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari has called on Nigerians to elect leaders that are better than them. In his Salah message, the governor said the desire of his administration is to ensure leaders who would come after them do better than what they are doing now. Governor Masari, after Eid prayer at Amfodio Mosque, Modoji, Katsina, enjoined the people of Katsina State to be patient with the administration since the security challenges being experienced are not peculiar to the state alone, but the country at large. He called on people to continue to pray to God for the security situation to improve. In his sermon, the Chief Imam, Mukhtar Jibrin, harped on the importance of generosity and closeness to God.
كما قال الله تبارك وتعالى إنا أنزلنا إليك الكتاب بالحق فاعبد الله مخلصا له الدين ألا لله الدين الخالص.
Muslim faithful have been urged to intensify prayers for the security challenges confronting Kaduna to be addressed once and for all. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai said this at the Murtala Square Eid ground in Kaduna, where Muslim faithful gathered to observe the Eid prayers led by Imam Muhammadu Sanusi II. Fatima Laden reports.
Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, while felicitating with Muslim Ummah, called on the people of the state to be united and intensify prayers for an end to security challenges bedeviling the state.
And I pray that God accepts all our worship in the month of Ramadan and after. I also pray that the security challenges that we are facing in Kaduna and other states will be solved as soon as possible. I call on all our people to continue to live in peace, to be tolerant of one another, and know that we share a common humanity. I wish everyone very happy Eid al-Fitr.
Other worshippers called for an end to incessant abductions in the state and the peaceful conduct of the 2023 elections.
The Eid has a lot of significance. One, it is in emulation of the practices of the Prophet ﷺ. Two, is to mark the end of the month of Ramadan and the worship of fasting that is being done within the month of Ramadan. The message is for people to remain calm, security conscious, and also play the rules of the games of election according to its rule.
Whatever you do is just an addition, but protecting of lives and property is what people are in their need. So the leadership of today should endeavor to rescue those who are in captivity, because Some people are now in captivity and they have been in captivity for long. Let them be released by this government. Let them do all that they could to release them so that they can go back to their respective homes and continue their normal lives. And in the future occurrence, the government should devise means of protecting lives and properties, especially the situation we found ourselves now. You cannot travel on train, you cannot travel on the road, you cannot even fly. So many things are now happening which we are not happy with.
The Eid al-Fitr celebration is observed after completion of fasting in the month of Ramadan. The celebration in Kaduna is observed amidst tensions occasioned by insecurity.
Muslim Ummah have been called upon to be consistent in their worship to Allah instead of seasonal adoration during the holy month of Ramadan. The Chief Imam of Nasrullahi Faith Society Nasfat, Imam Sharafuddin Alaga, made the call during a Salah sermon in Abuja. Here's that report.
Imam Sharafuddin Alaga further stressed the need for Nigerians to be their brother's keeper, irrespective of ethnicity or religion, noting that this will help cement our relationship with Allah.
We have completed Ramadan. The spirit of Ramadan must remain with us. The teachings and lessons and principles of Ramadan must remain with us. There are two things here. Whoever stopped doing what he was doing during Ramadan has actually worshipped Ramadan.
The ulama sued for steadfastness on the part of Muslim Ummah, adding that this will enable them enjoy Allah's blessing to the fullest.
We all know insecurity has become order of the day. The first thing I want to say that Allah is fully aware of our present situation in Nigeria. Except if there's anyone who can tell me Allah is not aware, Allah is not part of it. This is how Allah has designed it. We do not like it. The first thing is the government should do more. Government is not doing enough. They should do more. I'm not saying they are not doing anything. They should do more to protect life and properties, for it's part of their major responsibilities as governors, as government.
Some Nigerians emphasize the need to foster brotherliness among themselves and also adhere to what they learned during the month of Ramadan.
It's just to tell our Muslim Ummah that all the lessons that we engage in during Ramadan should not be something that we put a stop to. It should continue.
Though fasting of this year has ended, all the ibadahs, the prayer, the tahajjud, the coming together, the assistance we render to the needy, the widows, we should continue with it. We should make sure that all of us gather together to assist ourselves. We should reach out like we did during fasting.
The message is that we should learn a lot of lessons from the month and continue to live our life just that way. So the lesson is that what we have learned from Ramadan, we should not forget it. We should keep on the good things we have been doing during the month of Ramadan throughout the year, and the life will be better for everybody.
We should continue what we have done in the Ramadan, because it's only Ramadan that we need to do good. Good is for all seasons, and the kindness that people showed and love should continue, because if this is sustained, the country will be at peace and there will be growth in the country.
The advice I have for everyone out there is they should keep serving Allah. After this Ramadan celebration, they should continue with everything they are doing, everything as an act of ibadah. They should just continue, keep it.
Allah bless you. I wish them a happy Salah.
Okay.
And I also wish them that they celebrate their Salah very well.
In the meantime, thousands of Muslim faithful in Kano State have joined their counterparts across the world to mark this year's Eid al-Fitr. Trust TV's Idris Jibrin reports that residents expressed gratitude to God for witnessing yet another Salah period. Idris Jibrin now reports.
A special handshake by the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Amina Ado Bayero, and Governor Abdullahi Ganduje was closely followed by the 2 Raka'at Eid prayer led by the Chief Imam of Kano State, Professor Sani Zaharuddin. In his sermon, the Chief Imam called on Muslim faithfuls to use the Salah period in promoting peace, unity, and love among each other as a way of showing gratitude to God. In his Salah message shortly after the Eid prayer, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Amina Ado Bayero, called on residents to continue to live in peace with one another, regardless of their differences.
My people, I urge you to remain peaceful. Peace is the most important aspect of our life. There is nothing we can do without peace. Therefore, I call on you to continue to live in peace with one another, because that is the only way we will succeed. And we give thanks to Almighty Allah for showing us this wonderful day after a successful completion of the month of Ramadan.
For Kano residents, the Eid celebration is unique, owing to current peace and stability in Kano.
Today I am very happy. It is Salah, and as you can see, everybody is moving around happily. I must give thanks to Almighty Allah. We have seen the end of Ramadan and everyone is happy. I'm actually very happy. Well, today is a very happy day. One of the most important things is the peace we are enjoying in Kano. If you look at all around, you will see security operatives moving around. We even have DSS that are going around looking after one another, looking after people to make sure that things are going in order. So we are very happy and we give thanks to Allah that Kano is peaceful. Alhamdulillah.
Highlight of the Eid is the traditional Hawan Sallah by the Emir, his district heads, and other traditional title holders. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Still on the Eid celebrations, the Emir of Kefi, Shehu Chindo Yamusa III, has urged residents of Kefi to be resilient and productive in different aspects of their lives in order to contribute positively to the development of Kefi, Nasarawa State, and the country at large. The royal father made the call in his Salah message to his subjects at the Emir's palace in Kefi. Madia Umar reports.
Post-Eid celebration is usually a colorful affair in the ancient city of Kefi. This celebration, a show of culture and wealth, takes place after the Eid prayer. The Emir is accompanied from the prayer ground by his chiefs as he makes his way to the palace to deliver his Salah message to his subjects.
I want to use this opportunity to call on farmers to take advantage of the rain. This year's rainy season is not going to be long, as explained, so we need to take advantage of it. I also want to call on the youth to be serious with their education because it is very important. Our traditional business is what we can also tap into to make a living.
Declaration of Salah opened by the Emir, a lot of activities are going on. This is a display of culture. This is a display of wealth, because some of the horses that we've seen today have been adorned by a lot of expensive ornaments, and everybody has started the celebration after the Emir has declared the Salah celebration open. So this is what is happening in the ancient city of Kefi. Activities for Salah celebration after the Eid have kick-started, and everybody is in that celebration mood.
The residents are not left out in the celebration as they gather in front of the palace, waiting for the message from the Emir before all the celebrations starts. They express happiness that this year's Eid is celebrated without COVID-19 restrictions.
This time around is going to be the best because everybody is prepared. Both the horses, the people, everybody is happy and they are ready for it.
During the COVID-19 problem, more especially Kefi, we faces a lot of problem because even this Salah Eid, that we did not get time to go even for the congregation prayer that we normally used to go. We observe the Eid prayer in the central Jumu'ah mosque in Kefi here. But now, as the COVID-19 is over, so now we are free.
The activity where you can come in tomorrow or next tomorrow, you can very suitable activities. More than the order last year as per COVID-19 lockdown is there. Now we are free. So by God's grace, the activity for tomorrow or next tomorrow will be suitable activities.
To the people of Kefi, it is a hilarious event because this is the first time they're having a celebration this big after the COVID-19 pandemic. And to them, the celebration has just begun. Mardiya Umar, Trust TV News, Kefi.
From Kefi, we go to Zamfara State, where Muslim faithful have joined their counterparts around the world to mark this year's Eid al-Fitr. They gathered at Tudunwada Eid ground to perform the Turakat prayers, where the chief imam, Dang Alhaji Sambo, harped on the need for peace and security in the country. Here's that report.
Major streets of Gusau metropolis were filled as Muslim faithful filed out in their numbers to observe the 2022 Eid al-Fitr celebration. The Tudunwada Eid ground was also filled to capacity as Muslim faithful trooped out to perform the 2 Rakat prayers to mark the successful end of Ramadan fast. There was adequate security within the outside prayer grounds in the state to ensure hitch-free Salah celebration in the state. Imam Dang Alhaji Sambo, who led the 2 Rakat prayers, urged Muslim faithful to uphold the lessons of the Ramadan fast, unite, promote peace and pray for the security of the country and that of Zamfara State in particular. The acting governor of Zamfara State, Hassan Nasiha, had in a statewide broadcast congratulated Muslim faithful for the successful completion of Ramadan fast and assured that the governor, Bello Muhammad's administration, places security of lives and property on the front burner. He commended public-spirited individuals and politicians for complementing the efforts of the state government through the distribution of food items, clothing, and cash to widows, orphans, and internally displaced persons in the state. The acting governor wants them to continue with the gesture considering the fact that Zamfara State has a large number of displaced persons as a result of insecurity bedeviling the state.
I want to assure the entire people of our state that our commitment to the security of their lives and property will remain our priority. We shall never take any decisions that will be detrimental to their welfare and safety. Before I end this broadcast, I would like to appreciate the prayers and message for peace offered by our Islamic scholars throughout the month of Ramadan in their various tafsir. I pray to Allah Almighty to reward them abundantly.
He tasked Muslim faithful to continue to pray for the peace and security of Zamfara State and the country at large so that normalcy can return.
And in Katsina State, Muslim faithful thronged the Eid ground as early as 7:30 in the morning to pray the usual Turakat Eid prayer. The Emir of Katsina, Abdul Mumini Kabir Usman, performed the prayer at Kofar Guga Eid ground. Shortly after the prayers, the Emir, his councillors, district heads and other traditional title holders marched to King Iwa Square, the venue for the annual festivities. Abdullahi Yamadi takes a look at some side attractions of the annual Salah festivities.
As the procession of the Emir and district heads inches towards the Kangiwa Square, there are some unique traditions and entertaining displays that make the event colorful. The popular Endo Kinkara, for instance, caught the attention of spectators. Then there are these traditional drummers and singers on the entourage of traditional title holders. Or is it this array of singers whose talents preserve culture and entertain to the admiration of the people? The Entawri warriors and hunters also formed part of the annual Sallah festivities in the ancient city of Katsina. On the other side, the swingers are making a brisk business here. Amid the festivities, the Imam of Katsina has some assurances for the people on the state of insecurity, agriculture and education. I urge you to help one another because we have a series of challenges bedeviling us on the roads, at the airports, and even in our various homes. Our only option is prayers. I believe that if we pray, we will surmount our problems. The Imam charged people to be upright and proactive in dealing with issues and called for more prayers to overcome all challenges bedeviling Katsina State. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Crossed Television News, Katsina.
Spectacular sights and sounds from Katsina. In the meantime, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, says it rejoices with Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar III, the Sultan of Sokoto, and President General, Nigeria's Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, on the occasion of the 2022 Salah. A statement by Joseph Daramola, National CAN's General Secretary, said it also rejoices with the entire Muslims as they celebrate this year's Eid al-Fitr. CAN said its leadership would not cease having dialogues on peace and unity with the leadership of the NSCIA at the forum provided by the Nigeria Interreligious Council, NIREC. CAN called on the federal government to reconsider the de-radicalization and rehabilitation of the arrested. The leader of the Pan-Nigeria Delta Development Forum and the elder statesman, Chief Edwin Clark, has called on Muslims in Nigeria and around the world to use the occasion of the Eid al-Fitr celebration to pray for peace. Speaking exclusively with Trust TV, the Ijaw leader stressed that various religious and ethnic groups in Nigeria should close ranks to build a prosperous nation. He called on the political class to stop using religion to divide the country. Speaking on the 2023 election, the elder statesman said he was unaware of former President Goodluck Jonathan's plans to contest for the highest office in the land, stressing that all aspirants currently in the race should be allowed to compete at the party primaries.
Barka de Salah to all Muslims, dedicated Muslims, true Muslims, wherever they may be in Nigeria. Join them with other Nigerians to build a better Nigeria. I wish, with the prayer of the Muslims, particularly those of them who are genuine Nigerians, and some of us who are ready to join them in praying. Don't have to be a Muslim to pray with them. We pray for the survival of this country. Jonathan is my son. He has not told me that he wants to contest. He has not told me that he doesn't want to contest. I do not have any candidate. Let the one chosen by the parties be the flag bearer. that person will be my candidate.
Elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark. The Zamfara State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Tukur Mfulani, has felicitated with Muslim Ummah for witnessing this year's Eid al-Fitr. He thanked Allah for counting them among the living to worship Him in the holy month of the just concluded Ramadan fast in good health. Mfulani enjoined the Muslim Ummah to continue to be pious and steadfast in order to gain the favors, protection, and guidance of Allah. The Zamfara APC chairman, who urged governments at all levels to continue to address all societal expectations, thanked the people of Zamfara for the prayers and support offered to the APC-led administration in the state under the leadership of Governor Bello Muhammad. No fewer than 8 persons have been confirmed dead after a 3-story building collapsed in the Ebutemeta area of Lagos State. The affected building, located at number 38 Ibadan Street along Herbert Macaulay Way, went down Sunday night. Here's that report.
It's a really tragic way to spend a Salah, digging through rubble for survivors. Sadly, casualties are being recorded. A mother and her child were among those recovered dead from the rubble, the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA said on Monday. The agency's zonal coordinator in the southwest, Ibrahim Farinloye, revealed that 23 persons had been rescued so far.
What we confirmed was that it was around 9:30 that the incident started. So before information could get to any other person, it took us a long time. The people on ground had been working immediately. The first responders at the immediate community, and they worked very well. Presently, we are having about 23 rescued alive, 6 recovered dead, and more people are likely to be recovered any moment from now.
One of the landlords says the building had been marked for demolition, while tenants had been asked to evacuate. Plans were even made to compensate them.
By the time it was mad, it's by the time we are asking them to go out, they don't go. When we were to allow for them to know that we are very serious in what we are saying. The Hausa people came and marked the place and marked the house. They even came to steal their shops. Sometimes they steal about almost 3 shops outside here. So after some days now, they started begging that they see they will leave, they come and open the shop for them. But with that, we have a series of meetings with them, telling them to leave the place because the place is been so bad.
Rescue efforts are still going on to recover those still trapped in the debris. Even in the midst of this tragedy, another building stands marked for demolition. The occupants have been advised to leave so that demolition can commence, and it seems they still have objections.
Please, we want the government to give us time. It is not easy. There is no money in Nigeria. People are struggling. We are suffering. It is not easy. It is not easy.
Regarding the Ebutemeta tragedy in Lagos, President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the families of those who died, sustained injuries, or were affected by the building collapse in the Ebutemeta area of Lagos State. With search and rescue ongoing at the site, he prayed for divine assistance in the operations and wished those injured a speedy recovery. The president expressed his sympathy on Monday in a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina. According to him, the frequency of building collapses in the country has become increasingly embarrassing. President Buhari therefore urged the relevant state authorities to work closely with professional bodies to put a halt to such incidents, which he described as unfortunate but preventable. You're watching News Hour. Coming up after the break, FIFA sanctions Nigeria over Abuja Stadium violence. Do stay with us.
The rains are here again. Floods are ravaging. Why? As residents of FCT, we have made some wrong choices. Dumping refuse in water channels, building on waterways, damaging water lines. The consequences of flooding can be devastating. Lives are lost, properties are damaged, people are displaced, farmlands are destroyed. Don't make the wrong choices. Don't build on floodplains. Don't dump refuse in waterways. Don't damage water lines. Clear all refuse in waterways around your premises. Together, we can safeguard lives and property. Do the right thing now. For emergencies, please call 112 or 122. This message is from the FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA.
Thank you for rejoining us. You're still watching News Hour on Trust TV. Let's take another look at our top stories. We told you that President Buhari assures Nigerians of safety ahead of the farming season as Muslim faithful across Nigeria observe Eid. And rescue operation continues as President Buhari urges collaboration to stop menace. Our public affairs analyst, Samaila Musa, has decried the rising cost of commodities, adding that ordinary Nigerians continue to bear the effects of inflation and insecurity. Speaking on Trust TV's breakfast show, Daybreak, Musa identified poverty, inflation and insecurity as reasons why it is difficult to convince Nigerians to vote their conscience and not sell their votes. He added that unless these problems are addressed, it will be difficult to convince the masses to think of their future rather than the present.
When a man is hungry, then he becomes wild. To tame him not to go into criminality becomes a difficult thing. So when hunger is taken care of, then whatever you're trying to sermonize into the areas of people begins to sink in. You know, other than when people are hungry, they become very, very, brutish. They become, very terrible set of human beings. They don't want to listen. Lawlessness prevail because you see, someone is telling you, but I've not eaten. And that's why electioneering is just around the corner. A people who are hungry, who you are telling not to go and collect peanuts from politicians. What's the alternative that you've provided? You're talking about, oh, don't mortgage your future. But he's talking about, I even want to see tomorrow. I have not eaten for the past 2 days.
So
don't tell me, it's about survival first. Don't tell me about that future because it's not guaranteed. But I'm hungry now. I'm given 2,000 naira to go vote. I need to eat. So really, that it should be one of the major sources of concern.
As the 2023 elections draws nearer, women have begun building themselves up in order to participate fully and secure elective positions at federal and state levels. At a meeting in Kaduna, some women have called on the state and federal governments to deal with the issue of insecurity by engaging communities to enable women get more involved. Here's that report.
Representatives of the women, Hajia Rabisu Salisu Ibrahim, cautioned against mixing security with politics and called for a holistic approach of engaging communities while calling on the media as critical stakeholders to investigate and report with facts.
When you talk about security, you don't bring it as a politics. Security issue is beyond political issues. Any governance that come cannot say this is insurgency, because what we are suffering now, we are suffering about insurgency, not terrorism, because to fight insurgency, you have to deal with community leaders, religious leaders, the youth, the women, who are mostly affected by this insecurity. So when we talk about insecurity, it's something that is going to bring this country out of dilemma.
Since women and children are mostly affected by insecurity and other conflicts, women in this meeting say for more women to participate in politics, their security should be looked into.
We have to link the insurgency, the insecurity with the issue of women, because we are the most vulnerable. When a woman is being taken to the society, when we have men that are going down day by day, affected by the conflict, it is women that are left with children and are being in IDP camps, and it's women that have been raped every day.
They called on their womenfolk to come out and participate in the forthcoming electioneering process in order to fully achieve 35% affirmative action.
Nigerian Army Master Warrant Officer A.M. Linus and his wife were killed on their way to Imo State on Saturday. Details of the attack were not clear as at press time, but Daily Trust gathered that they were targeted because they were military personnel. The incident is the latest in the attacks on security operatives in the southeast. The Proscribed Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, ESN, its armed wing, have been blamed for the widespread attacks in the region. The chief of Mutumbiu Chiefdom, retired Justice Sani Suleiman Mohammed, says kidnappers are demanding as low as 5,000 naira ransom from family members of kidnapped victims. This, he said, is an indication of the high rate of kidnapping in the area due to the deteriorating security situation, and called for collective effort by members of the community to address insecurity. The monarch, while addressing his subjects at his palace in Mutumbiu, headquarters of Gasol local government area in Taraba State, during Salah homage, said some of the kidnappers are also demanding for foodstuff as ransom. He said, however, that the recent airstrike in parts of Karim Lamido and Gasol has freed his area of bandit activities, and commended Taraba State, the federal government, and security agents for the operation that neutralized the bandits. The monarch, however, called on his subjects to be more vigilant in their respective areas and report suspicious or strange persons to security agents and community leaders. You're watching News Hour on Trust TV. We will be back after the break. Stay. And in business news, the International Monetary Fund has projected that Nigeria's consumer price index will hit 16.1% in 2022. This projection was presented in a tabular illustration in the IMF's Regional Economic Outlook for Sub-Saharan Africa, which was published on its website. The projected 16.1% will be the highest in the country since October 2021, when it was 16.63%. Recent figures from the National Bureau of Statistics showed that Nigeria's consumer price index rose to 15.92% in March. And the Nigerian stock market last week closed on a bullish note, occasioned by growth in the share prices of Seplat, Airtel, Nestle, Dangote Cement, MTN, and 50 other stocks. The all-share index and market capitalization appreciated by 2.43% week on week to close at 49,638.94 points and 26.761 trillion naira respectively. The market breadth closed positive at 56 equities emerged as gainers against 26 equities that declined in their share prices. An aggregate of 8.21 billion units of shares were traded in 28,622 deals valued at 49.14 billion naira. It's time now to join Chamun Dabeng for more business update. Stay with us.
In an effort to improve food security, the National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, has launched its aggressive food production program in 8 communities in Plateau State Shandam local government area. The projects entail the cultivation of 200 hectares of maize farm during the wet season of 2022, with a harvest objective of 1,000 metric tons. Other interventions included the installation of 5 solar-powered boreholes for dry season irrigation farming and to serve as a source of water and input distribution for the villages. During a visit to the farms, NALDA Executive Secretary Prince Paul Ikone explained that the initiative was part of President Muhammadu Buhari's efforts to ensure that no matter how severe a food crisis arose as a result of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Nigeria would have enough food for its citizens. The NALDA chairman went on to say that the authority had already delivered inputs to 600 farmers, including seeds, herbicides, insecticides, and fertilizers via the traditional ruler and young leaders. African Development Bank AFDB has announced that it will collaborate with microfinance banks to boost support for micro, small and medium enterprises MSMEs and deepen financial inclusion in Nigeria by promoting the use of financial technology tools. Mr. Akinwumi Additional, president of the African Development Bank, stated this in Abuja while presenting at the Nigerian Microfinance Platform's 7th Annual Conference, NMP. Additional, who was represented by the Director General AFDB Nigeria Country Office Lamin Barrow, stated that microfinance and MSMEs are vital to the economy and job creation, which is at the core of the bank and poverty reduction, while praising the theme of the NMP Symposium, expanding the frontiers of financial inclusion through innovation, microfintech tools. He pledged that the AFDB will work with all stakeholders to increase financial inclusion in Nigeria, including through increased innovation and uptake of fintech tools. Also speaking was the Managing Director, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, Malam Hassan Bello, who emphasized the need for MFBs to develop innovative products that will not only attract more people to the sector, but also restore truth and dignity to those who have been harmed by the distribution of mobile technology operators, as well as continue to expand and cut costs. The recovery of the missing 17 billion naira revenue earned by several companies operating within the free trade zone and now domiciled by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has been certified by the House of Representatives. During an investigation into audit queries issued by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation against the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority (NEPSA) and other companies involved in the collection of statutory and operational fees on behalf of the Nigerian Port Authority NPA, Oluwole Oke, chairman of the House Committee on Public Accounts, made this revelation. Despite several incentives given to businesses at the free zone, Oke frowned at the recent non-return of revenue collected on behalf of NPA into the government coffers. That's all for business news. I am Chamun Dabeng.
And from business, we go to the foreign scene. Ukrainian authorities plan to evacuate more civilians from Mariupol on Monday after dozens were finally brought to safety following weeks of being trapped under heavy fire in a steel complex at the sprawling Azovstal plant. The plant is the last holdout of Ukrainian forces in the strategic southern port city, which has been besieged by Russian forces since they invaded Ukraine on February the 24th. The United Nations said Sunday that a safe passage operation was taking place at the Azovstal plant, which includes a maze of Soviet-era underground tunnels. According to Kyiv, roughly 100 civilians have been evacuated from the plant, although Russia's defense ministry gave a lower figure of 80 civilians, including women and children. 8 people have died, including 6 children, after a fire tore through scores of homes near the Philippines capital, Manila. According to local officials, the blaze, which started around 5 local time on Monday, also destroyed 80 homes. It started on the 2nd floor of a house in a crowded settlement inside the sprawling campus of the University of the Philippines in Quezon City. The cause of the blaze is unknown. Senior fire officer Greg Bichida told AFP news agency that it took nearly 2 hours to extinguish the blaze. And in sports, FIFA sanctions Eagles to play behind closed doors barely a month after Nigerian football followers invaded the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, during Super Eagles vs. Ghana 2022 World Cup playoff match and damaged some facilities. The World Football Umpire, FIFA, has punished Nigeria with various sanctions. FIFA on Monday ordered Nigeria to play their next home game, which is the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON qualifier against Sierra Leone, behind closed doors, and fined the country 63 million naira for the trouble their fans caused after their World Cup playoff clash against Ghana. With these sanctions, the Super Eagles' next home game, which is a 2023 Africa Cup Nations qualifier against Sierra Leone in June, will have no fans in attendance. However, they will welcome fans back for their next home game against Sao Tome or Mauritius. Time now to join Adeni Ajishafe for more sports update.
To assemble a formidable athletics squad for 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, Team Nigeria has concluded plans to stage 2 trials for home-based stars in FCT Abuja and Oka, Anambra State. Coordinator of Team Nigeria for Commonwealth Games and Chairman of Edo State Sports Commission, Yusuf Ali, says the need to further test athletes' ability to get the best for Commonwealth Games in England is essential. Trials in Abuja will hold between May 12 and 13, while Oka holds on May 21 before AFN national trials. At the AFN's trials in Lagos, sprinter Koinsola Ajayi stunned all favourites in men's 100 meters final to set a new personal best of 10.26 seconds ahead of Ijesa Iruemu and Nicholas Fakurede. Veteran athletes Ogo Ogenewero, Sheye Ogunlewe competed in men's 100 meters final B, with Ogunlewe running 10.27 seconds. Eguero second with season's best of 10.28 seconds ahead of Musa Nurain. In women's 100 meters event, Tima God Bless wins with 11.53 seconds. Praise Ofoku came second to beat Iyanoluwa Bada to third. African Senior Athletics Championship will hold in Mauritius in June, while Commonwealth Games takes place in Birmingham, England in July. That's Sport News. I am Adeni Adijishafe.
Before we go, here's a kicker. Monu Desire Kofi is bringing attention to the world's e-waste menace by using dead mobile telephone keyboards in his art. Take a look.
Avec une machine à colle. C'est pas aussi compliqué que ça. Juste que tu suis avec. Bon, je peux dire que depuis le lycée, j'étais bon, vu que j'étais dans une école artistique, donc j'étais déjà dedans, mais j'ai commencé à vraiment, j'ai décidé vraiment de rentrer dans une carrière professionnelle depuis 2018, début 2018. On fait un dessin, qu'on suit ça pour pouvoir s'orienter maintenant. Bon, après, il y a les détails aussi, tout ça là. Bon. Le côté artistique, il doit rentrer en ligne de compte parce que c'est pas aussi simple que ça, parce qu'on ne colle pas pour coller en fait. Pour qu'à la fin on ait une image ou qu'on ait quelque chose. Donc, du coup, c'est ça qui rend un peu difficile de travailler. Comme c'est. Moi, j'ai grandi dans un environnement où il y avait ces déchets-là qui étaient assez lourds. Donc, étant petit, je me suis dit pourquoi ne pas faire quelque chose d'assez original en essayant d'apporter quelque chose de nouveau, dans le sens même où il véhicule un message propre en fait. Et le téléphone, je me suis dit, si je dois véhiculer un message, je dois prendre quelque chose qui appartient à l'homme et l'homme a utilisé en fait, que l'homme a rejeté, qu'on va ramener en fait sur une autre forme. Mais toi, alors, un message qui véhicule, voilà, je travaille sur tout ce qui est d'actualité généralement et ce qui touche aussi ma sensibilité. Donc, voilà, il y a toujours un message, c'est pas vraiment, le message c'est pas le recyclage en fait, le recyclage c'est juste une cause que je défends en fait, mais ce n'est pas ça le plus important c'est que c'est le message que chaque fois porte en fait. Donc chaque série a un but.
Incredible art, always inspiring. And with that, we have come to the end of News Hour on Trust TV tonight. You can follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Eugenia Abu. Eid Mubarak.